Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the Other People's Show on 92.5 WLSD The Vault. Go to all of our social media. That's Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, and Instagram, The Other People's Show. And tonight we have a full house. We have Jeremiah, David, and Amber in studio. And it's going to be a fun show. How are you all doing tonight?
Doing good.
Pretty good.
Doing good? Now, we were talking a little bit about American Horror Story in between the transitions of the shows. And now, how many of them have you watched, Jeremiah? Now, David said you just watched 5 episodes, correct?
No, I've seen the first 5.
Oh, the first 5 seasons?
Yeah.
Okay. I misunderstood.
American Horror Story?
Yeah.
I've watched all the way through Murder House, and I think we just finished the 8th episode of Freak Show.
Okay.
So I'm just now getting to start watching it. Dude, this Freak Show, man, it's been intense.
Yeah, the last episode we just watched was insane.
Now, which
Yeah,
one
intense.
has is there a specific season that you all like better than any of the others?
I like
That's what everybody keeps
Apocalypse.
telling me that's watched it.
Okay.
Apocalypse is great.
Apocalypse. So that was 2018. Okay, so it seems like most of them have between 9 and 13 episodes. And there's Murder House, Asylum, Coven, Freak Show, Hotel, Roanoke, Cult, Apocalypse, 1984, Double Feature. Is that one of them?
I know 1984 is.
and
It's
then-
like a slasher.
Okay, and then NYC,
I'm not
and then Delicate. Delicate's the one that I had watched with Emma Roberts. It went from September to October.
Well, Emma Roberts isn't. She's a revolving character.
She's in most of them, isn't she?
Yeah.
Now, Delicate, she's a like an actress, and Kim Kardashian's in that one.
She's an actress in
Okay.
Coven as well. And
Oh, is she?
Yeah, and she's like a con woman in Freak Show.
Yeah, we're good at it.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that would be a cool thing. You know, I would have liked to have done something like that. Have like a series, and it could be like, you know, each season would be a different kind of story.
Yeah.
But you would have, like, if we were doing it,
Yeah.
you know, kind of like that.
It's so awesome to see all these returning characters take on completely different roles
Yeah.
and just be like, that blow you away.
Well, I know the first couple used to have, it had an actress, she was really big. I think her name was Jessica. I can't think of her name now. But, let's see, Emma Roberts. Here's all the cast from each season here. Do you think that's one of the best shows that's been on over the last 10 years?
No.
No? Okay, what would be, because I don't really watch a lot of TV, like as far as like shows. I mean, I watch shows, but I don't,
Last 10 years?
yeah. Or you could say, let's say
You
last,
might laugh at me.
no, I mean, I might, but it won't be at you.
Two of my favorite, and I know David.
I mean, David was telling me about Baby Geniuses last week. I was telling somebody about that story today. What is it?
The regular show and Adventure Time.
Adventure Time?
Weeds.
Yeah.
Wings?
Weeds.
Oh, Weeds. Oh, that's a
Weeds
good,
was a good one.
that's a good show.
Weeds hasn't been out in 10 years.
Let's see.
It
when-
ended in like,
It shut down
yeah.
more than 10
God.
years.
Let's see. It did. Wow, 2005 until 2012.
Yeah.
Weeds. So this is
I
a,
just watched that last year.
did you?
Yeah.
No, there's a let's see if I can.
Russian Doll.
I've heard of that.
That was a really good
It's
one.
good. It's got Natasha Lyon in it, or Lyon, however you say her name. She was
So-
in Orange is the New Black.
There was a she's also in the American Pie movies as well. There was a girl named Sugar Kuiper. She was on Survivor, and she was also played a roller girl in one of the episodes of Weeds.
Okay.
A naked roller girl. She's naked. She's completely naked, but she has roller skates on, and I forget.
That feels more naked than naked.
Yeah, it does.
Weirdly.
But I mentioned that to say that for the longest time she followed me on Twitter, which is now X, and she called in to the radio show when I do the radio show on another station. But when she called in, I was joking with her because she was parking. She was in L.A. and she called in. And I was just joking that she was drunk and couldn't find a parking space. Well, after the interview, she tweeted me and she said she was mad and she was unfollowing me. And I was just kidding. So yeah, that's my connection to her with Weeds. Because she had said, yeah, I'm going to be on Weeds this week. This was about 2012. It might have been 2011. And, I watched the scene to do research. I had to watch the naked scene. How am I going to do research of it? And then she just, parking in LA is awful.
I know, I've done.
Okay, it's awful.
Not for me.
And I even had, when I was out there in Long Beach, this was in Long Beach, I had a little Mini Cooper. Sometimes it took an hour to try to just drive around and park.
Oh my gosh.
So when she was trying to drive around and park, it just sounded like she was talking to someone else. So I just made the joke that she was drunk and couldn't find a space and she got mad. So, sorry, Sugar Kuiper, I was only just kidding. But is there a lot of shows that you all seen like the entire seasons of the shows? Or has there been some like the show Californication that used to come on Showtime? The first like 6 seasons were probably... They weren't equally all good, but at least 3 or 4 were really good. But the last season was so bad, and there was a character introduced that made me not finish the show.
Yeah.
Have you all had those kind of shows?
I have. Might get a lot of backlash over this one, but one of them for me was The Walking Dead.
Okay.
And another one would. Hold on, man. I just had it in my head. I'm gonna forget it.
No, I've never seen The Walking Dead. I've seen scenes from The Walking Dead, and I've seen like on, if you all like lists, Watch Mojo is a great YouTube channel for just lists, and they have like the top 10 most horrific death scenes or surprising death scenes of The Walking Dead. So I've seen a lot of scenes from The Walking Dead, but I've never seen an episode all the way through.
I watched it up until they got to the prison and lost interest.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I
Now it went on for quite a while. Is there any kind of spin-off that's on now? Because there was a couple spin-offs, wasn't there?
Yeah, they had like The Talking Dead with Chris Hardwick.
I've actually met Chris Hardwick one time.
And
But I'm mainly...
that was more just a talk show
Right.
after the episode. But no, they had Fear of the Walking Dead.
Fear, yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
what it was.
That's true. That's
And
true.
aren't they supposed to be making one, or they already are making one of one of the main characters in it?
With Negan?
Negan.
Okay.
Or not? No, not Negan.
Not Negan?
Daryl?
Here's a couple.
Yes, it was Daryl.
Daryl Dixon.
Yeah.
So I don't know if all these are correct, but this is The Walking Dead 2010 2022, Fear the Walking Dead 2015 to 2023, World Beyond
They had a talk show afterwards.
2020 2021.
Was that?
Yeah, it's called The Talking
Yeah, that was The Talking Dead.
Yeah.
And there's one called Tales of the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Dead City.
Hmm.
I think I've seen like Dead City. I think has like a picture of maybe like the Statue of Liberty's head or something. I think. Daryl Dixon, 2023 to present. The Ones Who Live. That's 2024. These are just Walking Dead franchise, so I'm not sure about all these.
The show I was trying to think of a minute ago, man, Prison Break.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I never finished watching that show. I don't know how many seasons I missed. I know I watched probably the first 2 to 3. And man, I don't know. It felt like it could have ended a lot sooner.
They drug it on.
Yes.
They drug it on.
I hate when they.
It was 5 seasons, 90 episodes. They could have finished. They could have finished. Do you know this show, David? Prison Break.
I've heard of it. I see it. I've been seeing it on like ads here lately.
Okay.
Because I think it's on Hulu.
It is.
I remember being younger, like possibly like wanting to watch it, but just ended up never watching it. And I know Jeremiah whenever he was young, I know him, and he said at the time. I know that they watched it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's who I watched it with him and Mom, and then Actually, your mom watched a little bit of it with us. I remember her watching some of it, but
I thought that was a pretty decent one, but they could have ended in 3 because basically you had this genius, Michael Schofield, he gets put into prison to break his brother out, but he has all these tattoos all over his body with kind of like the instructions or like a blueprint. Yes, and so the first season, and then he gets into he meets some unsavory characters in prison along the way, who turn out to some on his side, some double cross him, and it's been I've only watched it when it was first on, but it went 5 seasons, but it was one that could have been cut out at 3. What about, have you ever watched 6 Feet Under?
Yes, I love that.
I thought that was a really good show, and they cut it off when they should have. It was 5 seasons, and to be honest with you, I started watching in season 5, and then I went back and bought the DVDs and then watched them all. But each show, there was a family that owned a funeral home, and each show started off with whatever funeral they were having's person's death.
And the first one is the owners of the funeral.
Yeah.
So.
And there was one that stands out. It was this, like for example, if I remember correctly, like a lady's driving in her car, and then she sees all these balloons go up into the air, and she thinks the rapture's happening or something, and she walks out and gets hit by a car. Do you remember that?
I feel like I do.
Something like that. It might be. It's something along those lines. Like one time, this
Do you
man's.
remember the guy that got into the mixing bowl?
Yes.
Oh.
So it'd be that would kind of be the setup of the show.
Industrial-sized mixing bowl to turn it off, and somebody fell over and hit the button, and he got.
Yeah. And after the death, it shows like their name, and then like when they were born and when they died.
Yeah.
It'll have 1970 to
Remember when she stole
2024.
the foot?
Yes.
Oh, she stole the foot.
And this is great. It's a great ensemble cast. The guy that plays Dexter, Michael C. Hall, is the main character in there.
Yeah.
But that was a really good
That
show.
Psycho genius girl.
Yes.
Couldn't stand her.
Was that the red-headed one?
No, the black-haired one.
Okay. I need to
That
rewatch
he
that.
meets in the airport in the very first episode, and then she's just tags along for the next 5 seasons.
Yeah, and that was a show that I liked it, but have you ever had these shows or movies or even music that it made me depressed in a way?
yeah.
Did it make you depressed at all, Amber?
No.
It made me
I went to school to be a mortician, so that was my favorite show ever.
It is such a great show, and I've watched it probably twice each, but it had really good music in that show.
It did.
There was an episode where I forget exactly who's doing it. I think it's Michael C. Hall's character, and he's burning a bunch of stuff in the backyard. I can't remember what he's burning. Maybe clothes or something like that. But this Radiohead song plays, and I was like, that's one of the most beautiful uses of this Radiohead song in a 6 Feet Under episode. It's this song. What about some others? Did you have any? Because when I'm watching shows now, it's mainly crime shows, or sometimes I'll watch something about the universe or something like that.
I always liked that show. What is it? Is it 60 Days In or 90 Days In, where they send informants in to their
They'll send in those police undercover,
to try to do drug busts and stuff. They got to keep their cool, and usually they're trying to climb their way to the top.
No, what is this? I've not watched this.
It's on Netflix.
It's called
60 Days In.
60 Days In.
60 Days In? Okay.
You see them kid
It's like a weird true crime prison.
Yeah.
So it's like a television documentary on A&E? What's it on? It's streaming on something else?
You know what every episode I've watched? Orders.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
A&E. You didn't used to run on there?
You know, a show that I used to watch, and it kind of in the Hoarders. Some of these people's houses or places that they stay, or they eat in place they eat, but their pets have pooped in the bowls. And have you seen those? I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Dude, I knew this girl. She was such a hoarder. She carried around a dead kitten on ice, kept it in the freezer when she would move somewhere. If not, she put it in the cooler.
So what she really needed was a pet cemetery.
Yeah.
I love that movie, man. Have you guys seen that?
No, I haven't watched the new one. Is it good?
I haven't got to watch it.
Okay. No, I know I didn't care for the new Child's Play.
I didn't either. Are you talking about the series or the movie?
The last movie. I've not watched the series, but
Yeah, he's talking about the movie
Where he's like taking over. Yeah, that's.
Yeah. It's not. There's no essence to the show.
No.
Like it.
and it just looked.
And
It looks fake.
Scary.
No.
Like this is Chucky, man. Have you not seen Child's Play 2? Yeah, he wasn't that messed up in the first one, but by the end of it he was.
And the newest Child's Play, he looks more animatronic than
Yeah.
he did in the old movies.
And it's supposed to be a
How do you look in the show?
The show, dude, there's like a million different Chuckies and they've all got different personalities, man. It's awesome.
Really?
There's like a depressed Chucky, Chucky that's just, Chucky, sadistic and just wants to kill anybody and everybody.
Okay.
And, dude, it's great. It really is.
That's hilarious. How many?
Very humorous, too.
Okay. I'm gonna look this up because I was like, Chucky personalities?
Yeah. There's all kinds of them.
That's hilarious. So in one incarnation, Chucky is brainwashed and expresses remorse and a desire to be better. He acts like a young child who wants to be a friend to Jake.
Yep.
What? Chucky's personality was further developed in the movie Bride of Chucky. I've seen Bride of Chucky. I've never seen Seed of Chucky.
It's about Chucky. Look at this one where like Tiffany,
She gets toasted.
afterwards,
Yeah.
Jay starts coming in.
Yeah.
And she's in the show too, isn't she? Jennifer Tilly?
The show, yeah.
Okay, she's in all 3 seasons, isn't she? Now, I did hear that they're ending the show after season 3,
Oh.
but she said that it'll probably be back somewhere else.
Oh, that's cool.
And I think the guy, there's a guy, and I'm not sure his character's name, his name's Devin Sawa in real life. He, I don't know if he's in all the episodes, but he was on a podcast I listened to and he mentioned he was in a movie directed by Fred Durst starring John Travolta called The Fanatic.
Huh.
And have you ever heard of this?
What?
Yes, Fred Durst. Fred Durst, if you didn't know, is a director.
I did not know that.
And that's not his first movie. He directed a movie, also, let's see, called The Comebacks, which is a football movie that came out
Okay.
in like probably the
That's
mid-2000s.
the one with the girl quarterback.
I think so. I've never watched it. I just read about it.
Yeah, dude finds out his daughter is like a really good quarterback. The Rock, I think, is the one that's.
Oh, the long shots.
The long shots.
Yeah.
Is what I'm thinking.
Yeah. No, the long shots is the Fred.
Oh, okay.
The long shots is the Fred Durst one.
Oh, okay.
What did I call it? What was the other one called? What did we say?
comeback.
Yeah.
That one is a comedy about
Okay.
spoofing those movies. And then there's another one that was directed by a star like Ice Cube. And then the one you're talking about with The Rock. You talking about the one with him and his daughter?
Yes. She has like a cannon for an arm.
Yes.
And then they end up trying to hurt her. And... Yeah. Very.
Because he was in a football movie, The Rock, called Gridiron Gang, but he was in another that I know the one you're talking. I see the poster. The Game Plan.
Oh, okay.
The Game Plan. I never watched an NFL quarterback leaving The Bachelor of Life discovers that he has an 8-year-old daughter from a previous relationship. Okay. We discovered, David and I discovered something last week, which could be used on trivia, is that, have you watched Baby Geniuses?
I haven't.
But you've heard of it.
Yeah.
It's a franchise. It's got spin-offs.
What?
Yes. As we were looking it up last week. They're like Baby Genius investigators, and I had no idea.
What the?
No idea. And they were the first one was very financially successful. What's one of the movies that you, or shows or something that you thought that you were going to really like it, but turned out this is terrible?
Game of Thrones.
Really? Okay. I've only watched the first 1 or 2
I
episodes.
quit after Joffrey died. I was happy with it ending there.
It was. I didn't dislike it, so this is not me disliking it. My only fault was, and maybe because I'm dumb, but it could be there were so many characters' names that I was like, I can't remember all these characters. And then it seemed like they were long names. I might be wrong.
Yeah, no, they were pretty long.
And I was like, I don't know if I can remember what's going on. Like, it was cool. I thought the acting was good. I thought the production value was good. I'd say each episode cost $5 million.
Oh, yeah, expensive.
My show I'd probably say is Letterkenny.
What is it?
Letterkenny?
Yeah.
Okay. What's that one?
People just like recommend it. It's I believe it's like a Canadian.
Okay.
Canadian film series or something. I don't know.
So it's a series of the adventures of people residing in the fictional Ontario community?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's just I don't know. It's like Canada's versions of rednecks, I guess.
Okay.
And it's I don't know. It's literally about a guy who's just trying to prove that I guess he's the strongest man and can beat him up or something. I don't know. I never got it.
It's got 12 seasons. In each picture, it's got this guy's got a flannel shirt on.
The only good thing that ever came out of that show for me was like his saying is pitter patter, let's get at her.
Let's see.
And he says it in such a thick Canadian accent too.
Okay, let's see if I can find that. I would love to find that. Let's see here. This is called Letterkenny, but this is one that disappointed you?
Yeah.
Okay, you thought it was going to be good, but it wasn't.
Yeah, because I had a bunch of people like literally just like, dude, you gotta check it out. It's super funny. It's really awesome. You love it.
This is a cussing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, alright, Okay. When I first saw it, I was like, let me ask. Okay, well, we won't play a clip from that. But,
one that upset
It is
me
very
from that
vulgar,
was,
actually.
the Scream series. But it's a good thing I quit watching it because they ended up canceling it before they ever finished the show anyway.
Really?
Yeah, they had disputes with Netflix and
Oh.
over probably money.
Yeah, I bet so. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, how long did it run? I knew there was a series, but how could they?
Honestly, I don't really
How could they do
know.
Scream? Like, is there like the same killer, like in every, like the same killer's killing different people in every episode, or a different killer in every season?
It's people like basically become obsessed with Ghostface. And
Okay.
there's several of them.
Copycat ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There is a real one lurking, the real Ghostface lurking somewhere, but I'm not even too sure if he ever actually shows up before they canceled the show. Because I only watched a few episodes.
Somebody, when I just put in the Scream TV show just now, there's a guy that reviews, I can't think of his name yet. I've watched other reviews, and he's pretty decent. But he says the Scream TV series is awful.
Yeah.
I've never watched it. But it does have quite a few people that I've heard of in it. Bella Thorne's in it. I think, maybe it's just got her in it that I've seen.
You know what? And I might step on some toes. Shameless, the UK version,
Okay.
the original.
Mhm.
Like I hated it.
Yeah.
Now, I've never seen,
like 2 episodes of that. Like,
I've only seen the American version of it.
British ones.
I've seen about half of it, David. I didn't get
yeah,
to finish it.
Okay.
I've only seen like 2 episodes.
So not good. That sucks when things like I'd seen Shameless when it first came out, and then probably I rarely honestly ever binge watch anything, but I did binge watch a few of these.
You know, Fiona was Christine Daae in Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, I didn't know
She
until
was only like
afterwards.
16 when she filmed the Phantom of the Opera.
And she's also Sean Penn's daughter in the movie Mystic River, directed by Clint Eastwood. She's the one who gets killed.
Speaking of Phantom of the Opera, I was looking up the movies that Sarah Hines was in, Sam Daly.
Yeah.
He was in Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, did he play?
Oh yeah, that's right. Did you got a list of stuff he's in?
I just looked up some stuff. He was in that, and he was also in something else that really surprised me.
Come on. I don't know who he plays, because I love that movie.
I mean, he's been in, a lot of things that, like, he's one of those people, like, you know his face, but what have I seen him in? What have I seen him in?
The Lord of the Rings, Ghost Rider.
Yep.
Yep. The 2011 Ghost Rider.
That's the second one.
Yeah.
With the, doesn't he pee fire in this one?
Yeah.
I don't think he does it in the first one.
No.
Okay.
That was a pretty nice touch.
Yeah.
Not for him, but.
I've never seen all of that Ghost Rider, but I've seen like the last half of it, and it's not really anything like the first one at all.
No.
What I saw.
He's not trying to stick with the kid.
Yeah, that's like completely bonkers, but in a good way. In a good way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. So what about you other than Game of Thrones, Amber?
I don't watch Sons of Anarchy. I hated it. I didn't finish the
I
last
never even tried to
episode.
watch it.
It was terrible.
There is someone that committed a real life heinous murder that was one of the stars of Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, actually, I remember that.
You remember this? And he also dated Katy Perry for a while
Oh,
too.
man.
Uh,
Could have been trash.
I was going to do I think whenever I start the Dark Place back, I'm just going to. When I originally started, I was just going to do 6 episodes. It turned into 30, but I'm going to just do 6 season 2. But Johnny Lewis was his name. But I do think with Johnny Lewis that he was in a motorcycle accident and had a concussion, and it wasn't treated, and I think that led to his mental problems and subsequent, murder. Because from the research I've done, I don't think he was on a trajectory to become a murderer. He didn't seem like that. Nothing. He even wanted to be written out of Sons of Anarchy because he thought he had become too violent. So he had asked his character to be killed.
Yeah, after he went through something like that, I probably would too.
Yeah. Which once again, I've never seen Sons of Anarchy. A biker struggles to balance being a father and being involved in an outlaw motorcycle club. Okay. So you're saying that one's overrated? Amber?
yes.
Okay.
I would do.
You would think so?
Yeah.
Like how long do you give a show before you're like, okay?
At least 4 or 5 episodes.
Half hour or hour or 45?
Half hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hour long, like 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Same. What about Wednesday? Did anybody watch Wednesday?
Yes, and I didn't care for Sabrina either.
Oh, no, see,
I didn't like the Chilling
Sabrina?
Waters of Sabrina.
Like the Teenage Witch?
Yeah.
But a new one?
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Does that have the same people?
What's her name?
Melissa Joan Hart?
No.
So not, but the same
It's
kind of
based on
story.
the comics.
No, so not that story.
No, it's very gory.
Oh, it's very gory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's called Sabrina?
No, it's called The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
It is very,
Oh,
very
okay.
much so they delve heavily into Wiccan.
Okay.
Like paganism.
As her 16th birthday
Well,
years.
technically no, because the paganism and Wiccan don't believe in the devil, so it's like just pure Satanism.
Okay. Now that you've said that, I have seen the advertisement with her in that cake with the candles, and she looks like she's got some kind of. Well, it looks like somebody's behind her with horns or not horns, but
Yeah, she on her 16th
something.
birthday, she has to sign her name in the Book of Night to pledge her allegiance to the devil. Like
Okay.
it's-
So as her 16th birthday nears, Sabrina must reconcile her dual nature as a half-witch, half-mortal, while fighting the evil forces that threaten her family, and the daylight world humans inhabit.
Yeah, it's better as a comic.
So it's not good.
I didn't care for it.
Okay. Now, before we go, you all were saying, was it you, David, that said you'd seen Deadpool about 5 times?
Yeah, like 3 or 4 times.
Okay. So what, a couple questions here for everyone and you all at home too. what was the first superhero movie or comic book movie that you all remember seeing? It could, just the first one you remember seeing.
First movie
Yeah.
from a comic book?
Yeah.
Transformers.
What is
Okay.
the Batman one with the penguin?
What was it?
Batman and the Penguin and Catwoman.
Batman Returns.
Yeah, you're talking about the one that was made from
Like
made
early
by,
2000s or like late 90s.
That was 1992.
those the Tim
Early
Burton
90s.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
When
you-
she's got the suit and it looks like it's all stapled together.
Yeah,
It's
like the black
yeah,
leather
that's the first
latex.
one I remember watching.
Okay, it's a good one.
Is that the ones that Tim Burton made?
Yep. He made two of them.
Yeah.
That's
He
probably
made the first
why
two.
I remember it so well.
Okay, was that your first one too, Jeremiah?
No.
Oh, okay.
Definitely. Well, I don't know how many Transformers comic books they made, but the first movie I can remember seeing that was a comic book was definitely Transformers.
So really?
The Transformers cartoon movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, what about you,
I
David?
also watched the whole series.
Okay.
I'm trying to think deep. Cause my mom never really watched a lot of action movies and stuff like that.
No, technically, The Mask is a comic book.
Then that would be my first.
But I actually just now thought of that, to be honest with you.
He's not necessarily a superhero though.
Right.
If we're talking about, in terms of superheroes, I think for me it's probably going to be Batman also. I think it's the one with Jim Carrey in it. That's the really
Batman Forever.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a good one. I'd say, honestly, the first Tim Burton Batman. Yeah, I'm a little bit older than you all, but I was 9 years old when the first one came out. And we went to the movie theater. We lived in Washington State. And to the left, a big long line of people to see Batman. Ghostbusters 2 was playing to the right. There's only 2 people in line. Now, that was a successful movie as well, but that opening night, and the whole theater was sold out, except there were 2 seats on the very, near the wall. Not the best seats, you'd have to have, a diagonal view, but everybody, it was packed. And people even sat on the floor. I remember that. I was a little kid, and I'd only been to the movies
Have you
maybe.
seen the new Beetlejuice yet?
I haven't.
Oh.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about your favorite comic book movie then?
Favorite comic book movie?
Yeah. So Batman's been the first one that we've seen. It could even be a superhero movie, Superhero, we'll say superhero movie.
I would have to go with X-Men, man.
Okay. The original one with Hugh Jackman?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like his blue and yellow suit like he had in the comics, man, and in the cartoons.
There was a couple of different. There was a comic book movie based. There was at one point variations of the Man of Steel, Superman. So Steel was one of them. And Shaquille O'Neal played him in the comic book movie. Yeah. Look it up. Steel, S-T-E-E-L, Shaquille O'Neal, and he's got this armor suit. I've never seen the movie, but he's got armor, kind of a mat. Well, it covers his whole head. And I think he's got a big welding tool, where he can hammer things. And he's supposed to be the variation of that character. And I've never seen it, but I've heard it's not very good. And it cost 20-some million and only made 500,000. So not. And I thought the movie. I don't know if this would be stepping on toes, but the movie Elektra. Have you ever watched that movie?
Yes, I like Elektra.
You like Elektra?
I like Elektra. And I also like Aeon Flux.
Now, I've only seen it one time.
And it's good. I used to watch that a lot when I was 12.
But I did like Elektra when she was in the Daredevil movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
Did you watch the Spider-Man multiverse?
Into
It's
the
like
multiverse.
comic book. I loved it. I sat down with the kids. I didn't realize it was almost 3 hours long.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
They're going to be doing a new Spider-Man live-action TV show. But it's going to be Detective Spider-Man when he's older. Played by one of my favorite actors of all time, but I don't know if I can see this. Nicolas Cage.
Oh, no.
No.
Yes.
I can't now.
Let's-
Know about all that, man.
Yeah.
Well,
You never know though. The dude can act.
Oh my
He
god, I
is good.
hated that movie with faces of him and
about throwing out some
Volta.
actors for like different roles. I was talking to this guy the other day, and we was talking about the Joker movies with Joaquin Phoenix. And like, I just didn't like Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker. And he's like, well, here I got one for you. He's like, take this one into consideration. He's like, what if we had Christian Bale as Joker?
Steve was talking about that the other day.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's
That would be interesting because he played
Yeah.
Batman.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he also played Christian Bale played the villain in one of the Thor movies.
Yep, sure did.
The last Thor movie, wasn't it?
Was it the last one?
I didn't watch it. I've not watched the last two. I don't think.
No, Thor vs. Ragnarok was the last one.
It was called
Love and
like.
Thunder.
Yeah.
Was the last one, yeah.
Because here's what I thought: like Christian Bale's character looked real creepy, like a big menace, but then the rest of the movie didn't. From what I mean, the preview looked like it was like fun colors and bright, but his character looked like mean and nasty.
Yeah.
Is it a good one? Pretty good movie or no?
Love and Thunder? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, is that the best Thor movie?
That one had me jumping up.
Okay, I've seen the first two. I've only seen the first two of those.
Well, see, well, I mean, I'll give you a little bit of spoiler. We get to see Jane in that one. Jane comes back in that one.
And she's got the outfit on, doesn't she?
Well,
Or no?
I mean, it's more to it than just that. Yeah.
Okay. Because I think I had seen like on set photos of it before.
See, I definitely wouldn't watch that one before you watch Ragnarok.
Okay. I'll go through a couple and you all give me your opinions of them. 300. Movie 300.
I did that. Yes, that was awesome.
Kick-Ass.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
I never watched any of the sequels though. Only the
I
first
haven't
one.
either.
I've seen the second
No, I
one.
saw the second one.
I saw it one. I thought it was okay. I don't think it was quite as.
Oh, speaking of, wasn't Nicolas Cage in the first one?
Yeah, he's what's it? Is his name Big Daddy?
It's something like that.
Something like that. Like he's the girl's dad,
Yeah.
and he's kind of dressed up like a Batman kind of character.
Yes.
Foreshadowing.
Yes. Swamp Thing. Have you ever heard of Swamp Thing before?
No.
So,
You haven't? None of y'all?
I think I might have.
So it was Wes Craven take on DC's mutant eco-hero, finds the director,
okay.
blah, blah, blah. Somehow it follows an experimental biologist whose experiment spins out of control, transforming him into a gloop-loving plant person. He kind of melds with the swamp. And it's kind of a B-movie thing, but it was popular in the 80s. Road to Perdition, the Tom Hanks movie, if you've seen that, that is based upon a comic
I
book.
love Tom Hanks, but I've never heard of.
Yeah, he plays a hitman in the movie. Came out in 2000,
I can't see that.
2002, but it takes place, I think, in like the 1940s. And I've not seen it, but it did well. It looked like it was pretty good. The Crow, obviously, that's based upon the graphic novel by James O.R. I think The Crow is a magnificent movie.
I don't think they'll do any better than they did in the first one.
No, nothing more.
Because they've tried multiple times, and I don't think there's been one that's been. The new one made like $10 million. Well, I mean, just because the movie doesn't make money doesn't mean it's not good. But
Yeah.
sometimes, because you know you can have movies that make $1 billion but not be good, it just be mass appeal. Or you can make like a smaller movie and be like
Was that a stab at the Super Mario Brothers movie?
probably.
I can't really.
I did see the Super Mario Brothers movie in the theater when I was a kid.
Oh, I'm talking about the new one.
The cartoon one?
Yeah.
I'm not what it's
Because that one did gross over
$500,000. Half
a
a billion. I meant.
Did it not get to $1 billion worldwide?
Worldwide, it did. Let's see. I'll check. Box Office Mojo. If anybody ever wants to know how much movies make, Box Office Mojo is where to go. Let's see, what am I looking up?
Made just over.
How did he do as Mario? I know originally there was like some backlash.
He did alright.
How did he do as Mario? I know originally there was like some backlash.
Dude, he did alright. I'll give it to him.
Jack Black?
But the
Charlie
better
Day is
mention
Luigi.
is
Jack
Okay.
Black.
No,
Okay. So Super
Charlie
Mario
Day
Brothers
is Luigi.
2023
Okay.
made 574
So
million
Super Mario Brothers
in America.
2023 made
1.3
$574
billion dollars
in America.
worldwide.
$1.3
And,
billion dollars worldwide.
I'd say there'll be another one coming if it
And,
made that much money.
Literally the goofiest part.
I'd say there'll be
is
another
whenever,
one coming
you
if it
see
made that
Mario
much
get
money.
shrunk down.
Literally, the
You got
goofiest
Seth
part
Rogen
is
as
whenever
Donkey
you get to
Kong,
see
and
Mario
you
get
get to
shrunk
see-
down,
you get to hear the
and you got
iconic
Seth Rogen as
laugh.
Donkey Kong.
That's hilarious.
You get to hear the iconic Seth Rogen
Oh, but here's some
laugh.
on-set pictures
That's
of Nicolas
hilarious.
Cage. Spider-Man
Oh, but here's some
Noir
on-set
is
pictures
revealed in
of
new
Nicolas
Marvel
Cage.
set.
Spider-Man Noir
it's
is
this
revealed
other
in new
Marvel.
Marvel set.
Okay, so it's
Was he? Did he have a voice in Into the Spider-Verse? Nicolas Cage.
I don't.
Was he? Did he have a voice in Into the Spider-Verse?
Okay.
Nicolas Cage.
Okay.
I don't believe
I was trying to see if I could find
black and
a
white.
picture.
Okay.
Now maybe
Trying to see
he,
if I can
maybe he
find-
could pull it off because in this one it looks like Spider-Man
Now
has like
maybe he
the,
maybe he can pull it
a
off because in this one it
like
looks
a
like
detective
Spider-Man has like
coat
Yeah.
maybe and a
like
hat,
Like your typical
like a detective
like old school.
Rabbit.
Yeah, good callback. Nice
like
callback.
old school.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you know
good
that's
callback.
another. All
Good
right,
callback.
now that you mention that,
When you talk
Oh
about
yeah,
the cartoon,
you know that's another.
Yeah.
All right. Now that you
I thought the
mention
movie was
About
miscast.
the cartoon or
I
the
thought they should have
movie?
cast. I like the movie, but they
I thought
should have
the movie
cast
was
somebody
miscast.
else
I
as
thought they
Inspector
should've
Gadget.
I like
Because
the movie, but they should have cast somebody else.
it was Matthew
As
Broderick
Inspector
who they
Gadget.
cast.
Yeah,
They should have
Matthew
cast
Broderick.
somebody taller and slender.
It was Matthew
And
Broderick.
kind of a
should have
long
cast-
face
they should
because
have cast
Inspector
somebody
Gadget has a
taller
long
and
face.
slender.
He's tall and
Kind of a
slender.
long face. Because
So Matthew
Inspector
Broderick
Gadget
is
has a
short.
long face. He's tall and
That
slender.
could have worked.
So
Yeah.
Matthew Broderick
That could
is
have worked.
short.
Definitely.
That could have worked.
Especially Jim Carrey in
That
let's
could have
see,
worked.
That definitely.
Inspector Gadget came out in 1999,
Especially
so that would have been
Jim
Jim
Carrey
Carrey
in,
99.
Inspector
That's-
Gadget
that was a
came
good
out
deal.
in 99, so that would
Yeah.
have been Jim Carrey 99.
So I was really hoping
That was-
Inspector
yeah.
Gadget. I think is a
Yeah.
great cartoon.
So I was really hoping
And,
Inspector Gadget. I think is a
and the theme
great
song was
cartoon.
good.
Even Adam Sandler.
And,
Possible. Now you were
and
talking
the
about
theme
last
song
week the
was
Adam
made.
Sandler movie called Spaceman, right?
Yes.
Now,
And
were
did you
talking
say
about
to
last
watch it
week
or
the
not
Adam
to
Sandler
watch
movie
it?
called
Like, did you
Spaceman?
recommend it or no?
And did you say to watch it or not
Me,
to watch
myself,
it?
I would
Like, did you
recommend-
recommend it or no?
Did you watch it all?
It just really, just me myself, I wouldn't.
Okay.
I didn't.
Watch it all, okay. Well, let's see here now.
Who is his back?
Okay.
It made me so
Let's see
Really?
here.
Like in what kind of a way? Like a claustrophobic way?
Really? Like in what kind
Okay.
of a way? Like a claustrophobic way?
Yeah, kind of. Even
Okay.
the moment they're like locked in, I mean, even though there was never, it's just, I guess never really a moment they're like locked.
It's got a 5.7.
You look anxious just talking about it.
Yeah.
It's got a 5.
So half a year into the solo mission on the
Yeah.
edge of the solar
Yeah.
system, an
So
astronaut
half a
concerned
year
with the
into
state
the
of his
solar
life back on
mission
Earth
on
is
the
helped
edge of the solar
by an
system,
ancient
an astronaut
creature
concerned
he
with the state
discovers
of
in
his
the
life back
bowels
on
of the
Earth is
ship.
helped
Was
Which is
that
a
by an
freaking
ancient
spider.
creature
It's just
he
a big old
discovers in the
spider.
bowels of the ship.
Yeah,
Was
that's
that-
all it is. Freaking It's just a big old spider.
Really?
It's a big spider that-
How big is it?
That's all it is. It's just a big old spider.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll watch
How
it
big
if it's
is
a
it?
spider. I'm not too fond of
Probably.
spiders.
I don't know if I'll watch it if it's a spider. I'm
One
not too
scene that I
fond
saw,
Spiders.
where I think it covered from like
One
his
scene
chest,
that I
like,
saw,
it's like
it was
this
big enough
just
to
like
where I
it
think
big, but
covered
like
from like his
it
chest.
has strength to it. It can like overwhelm. It
Just
can
like it big,
overwhelm
but
them
like
with its
it
strength.
has strength. to
Can it talk?
overwhelm-
Yeah, I think it's like through telepathy.
Oh.
It's like
Can it talk?
Yeah, I think it's like
Really? Well,
Oh.
I'm glad you said the spider thing because I killed a spider the other night and then I spent an
Really?
hour
Well, I'm glad you
looking
said
through my house to make sure there wasn't
I killed
another
a
one.
spider the other night, and then I spent an
True
hour
story.
looking through my house to make sure there wasn't another one.
Did you? I'm gonna have to get some of these those little things you plug in and
Did
they
you?
click.
I'm gonna have to get some of these.
We'll have to go.
things you
We'll have to
plug
go try to
in
do
and
that
click.
one day.
We'll have
Have you
to.
seen Prometheus?
We'll have to go. We'll have to go
I
try
have.
to do that one day.
Now there is. That's a
big
good one.
ship.
I
Not a
have.
tiny ship.
No, there was.
There was a new Alien movie that just came out, Alien Romulus.
Well, there was a new
month ago.
Alien movie that just came out.
And
Alien
I heard it
Romulus.
wasn't. I heard it's
About a
more
month ago.
of the exact same.
And
But I do want to watch it
wasn't-
because
I heard it's more.
it's from the director of the last two Evil Dead movies.
But I do want to watch it
Actually,
because it's from the director of the last two Evil Dead movies.
She says it's actually
My
pretty
wife
graphic.
Lexi actually went and
That's
saw
what
it,
I-
She says there's some
and she says it's actually pretty
The
graphic.
trailer led me to believe
what I
that
heard.
it would be
There's
maybe
some,
hard to
she
watch.
said that
The
there's-
The trailer
she said
led
that
me
there's
to
one
believe that it
scene
would be
because,
maybe hard to watch.
She said that
like,
there's
you know,
she said that
the
there's
little-
one scene.
the baby
because,
aliens, they
like,
they
remember
cling
the
on
one
to
with,
people's
like,
faces
Right.
and lay the eggs in the stomach.
Face
She
huggers.
says in
like,
this
they click onto
episode,
their faces
Right.
and
or in
their
this
eggs and
movie,
stomach.
that
Face
it's
huggers.
She
like
says in this episode,
not just like
or in
clung
this
onto their
movie,
face,
that
but
it's
there's
like
some movement and you
not
see
just
like some
like clung
crazy,
onto their
very
face, but
graphic
there's
stuff.
Wow.
to the
Did she have to
face.
look away?
like some
No,
crazy,
no,
very
it's not
graphic
like
stuff
gory
Wow.
stuff.
to
Like,
the
She had to
face.
look away?
so, like almost
No,
X-rated
it's not like
action.
gory
Wow.
stuff.
Oh my God.
Like
Oh my god.
Wow.
Almost X-rated action.
Wow.
Like,
Have you seen Fire in
Wow.
the Sky?
Wow.
I like alien movies. That's
I've seen
Wow.
Fire in the
Fourth
Sky.
Kind.
I've seen it one time. I've recorded it all of
I've
the
seen it one time.
HBO on VHS tape.
All of
That makes my skin
the
crawl.
Fire in the Sky,
That
yes.
skins
tape.
And that's
like
based
that-
upon a
It's
real
like a
life.
latex
Fire in the Sky,
suit,
yes.
And
that's based upon a real
Yes.
correct me if I'm wrong,
Peels it
but
off
this
of
is
him,
like comic
and then he
or
gets
not.
his.
Yes.
correct me if I'm wrong if this is like
Let's
comic,
see, what?
but what
I
about
think
Chronicles
so.
of Riddick?
Because that's also a,
What?
like an alien movie series, and it's
Because
not
that's
Vin
also
Diesel.
is like
Vin
an
Diesel.
alien movie
I only ever got to see
series.
Pitch Black.
There's three of them.
Vin
There's
Diesel.
three.
That
There's
was the one
Pitch
we
Black,
had.
Chronicles of Riddick,
There's
and
three of them.
There's-
There's
it's
three.
Chronicles
Yeah.
of Riddick.
Black.
Oh, then just Riddick.
Riddick and-
Black, and then there's
It's
like a
Chronicles
third
of
one, like
Riddick,
Oh,
and
then
Chronicles
just
of Riddick, Pitch Black.
They're all
and then
like
there's
some
like a
sort of
third
like
one,
Chronicles of Riddick.
it says it's a novel.
They're all
It
like
does say
some
it's a
sort of
novel.
like
novel.
of Riddick.
It says it's a novel.
Let's see.
It does say it's a
Alright, here's the
novel.
franchise.
But no, I do think
Okay.
that Pitch Black,
Let's
which is the
see.
second one,
Alright, here's the
definitely
But no, I do
That's
think
a good
that
one.
Pitch Black, which is the second.
That's a good one. Let's
is
see what we got
definitely
here.
the
We've
better
got.
one.
That's a good one.
Okay, here we've got. We've got
That's a good
Pitch
one.
Black.
Let's
It
see what
says
we
in
got here.
2000.
We've got-
Chronicles of Riddick in
Here we've got. We've got
2004.
Pitch Black. It says
Riddick in
2000.
2013.
Chronicles of Riddick
Oh,
in
and Riddick
2004.
Pura
Riddick in
is coming out.
2013.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
And
I
Riddick.
didn't even know that.
I didn't
Pura
either. Until
is
just
coming
now.
out.
Oh,
Because I've seen
didn't
all
even
three.
know that.
I didn't either
Okay.
until just now.
I'm,
Pitch
And
Black
there's
is all
also
three. I thought Pitch Black
Okay.
was the second one, though.
Pitch
And
Black
there's
was the-
also
I thought
the
Pitch Black was the
I
second
don't know.
one, though.
According to this, but this said there's also
I
the
don't know.
critical
According to
Chronicles
this.
of Riddick.
But this said
Dark
there's also
Fury, which is
the critical
inspired, made for
Chronicles of
DVD,
Riddick,
animated.
Dark Fury,
Oh, yeah.
which
And
is
there's some
inspired,
games.
made for DVD, animated.
Those are some pretty good ones.
Oh yeah.
You know.
And there's some
I-
games.
now the only time I've ever seen the Chronicles
Those are
of
some pretty
Riddick,
good
I used to
ones.
work at the movie
You know,
theater, and I would put together
now,
the
the only
movies,
time I've ever
the
seen
night
Chronicles
before,
of
and we would
Riddick,
watch
I used
them,
to work at the
which was one of the
movie
best
theater. I would put
reasons
together
I worked at the
movies,
movie theater.
the night before
But I was
we
getting
would
new
watch them.
glasses, and I
That's one
didn't
of the
have
best
them,
reasons
so I
worked at
watched the movie and I didn't have glasses
Get new
on,
glasses, and
so I didn't actually see it real
so I
well
watched
because it
the
was
movie and I didn't have
blurry.
glasses on. So I didn't
Sounded cool.
actually see it real well. So it was blurry.
So yeah, it's been a
Sounded
fun
cool.
show. It's almost 11:43.
So
It's
yeah,
hard
it's
to
been a
believe.
fun
Well,
show.
before we
It's
cap it
almost
off,
it's
I do
11:43.
want to mention that
It's hard to
everybody,
believe.
Well,
you know,
before we
since
cap
Daniel
it off,
Radcliffe is here,
I
and
do want to
know,
mention that
one thing
everybody,
he did
you know,
struggle
since we
with
had Daniel
was, like,
Radcliffe
where he
here,
was
and I
only known
know
as, like, his role for Harry
one thing
Potter,
he
it
did struggle
get,
with was like
created
where he was only
a
known as
difficulty
like
for
his
him to
role for
get
Harry
any
Potter.
other
It
kind
did
of
get
work
like
because,
created
like,
He was
everybody was
typecast and saw him
difficult
as-
to get any other kind
and
of type
so,
of work
like,
because
you know,
like
He was
everybody
typecast and
definitely
saw him
get
as-
people to try and
and
go
so like
watch
you know
all of his other
I
films
definitely
outside of
implore
Harry
people
Potter.
to
Yeah.
try and go watch
and
Just
all
on
of his
Netflix.
other films outside of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
It's a Broadway show.
And even
Oh yeah, I've heard. I've heard of it. He was nude.
Oh yeah, I've heard. Yeah, I've heard of it.
But no, one,
He was
definitely
nude.
check out
like
some of his other movies
but no
outside
one
of Harry Potter.
I
definitely
was trying to
definitely
bring
check
up
out
some-
some of his
the
other
movie
movies
Weird.
outside of Harry Potter.
I was trying
On,
to bring
yeah.
it up.
Definitely check
Okay.
out
I still
the
haven't
movie
got to
Weird
watch it yet. I really want to.
on
Yeah.
Peacock. Peacock.
Okay.
I still haven't
I'm
got
looking.
to
I'm
watch it
trying to
yet. I
find
really
some
want
of
to.
his other acting credits. I'm looking. I'm
And
trying to find some
here
of
What
was
is
his
the
other
movie with
acting
him?
credits.
He's got the guns nailed to his
And,
hands
here
or
what-
wrists now. I can't remember.
Is it called Kill Your Darlings?
I don't know.
He was in a movie called Horns.
Kill
Have you
Your
ever seen that
Darlings.
movie Horns, where these horns grow out of his head?
Horns.
No, but I've wanted to.
The front of the poster is just his face with horns out of his head. You know what? Here's Victor Frankenstein, Swiss Army Man.
Horns out of his head. You know what? Here's
Imperium?
Victor Frankenstein,
Lost
Swiss
Army
Army Man.
He's screaming in the street with
Imperium?
like blood crusted up.
Lost
over
It's
his
called
hands.
Guns Akimbo.
Yeah, I want to watch that.
Because we found it at the
Called
same.
Guns
He's holding these guns up
Akimbo.
like this,
Yeah.
Because we found it at the same.
and he
He's
stars in
holding
a
guns
lot
up
of
this.
like a lot of
I see. That's
cool
pretty
things. You know what I
He
mean?
stars
Like
in a
he
lot
would be
of,
the kind of
like,
actor
a
like,
lot of-
all right, kind of like Robert Pattinson
You know
in a
what I
way.
mean? Like,
He made his money with Twilight. Daniel Radcliffe made his
Kinda
money
like
with
Robert Pattinson in it. He made
you
his
know,
money
Harry
with
Potter,
Twilight, Daniel
and now
Radcliffe
he's
made his money
free.
with,
Like you said, you know, if
Harry
he doesn't
Potter,
get the bigger, you
and now
know,
he's
those kind of
free.
typecast roles,
like you said,
he's free
you know,
to
if he
do
doesn't
these
get the
kind of
bigger,
offbeat
you know,
roles.
those
Yeah,
kind of
that's the thing about
typecast
Daniel
roles.
Radcliffe.
He's free to do these kind of offbeat roles.
You know, that's the thing about Daniel
Yeah.
Radcliffe.
Yeah, he's
he's
proven
he's
that.
wide range. He can,
Well, you all should definitely watch the
Yeah.
Swiss Army Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna look
Well,
that up.
you all should definitely watch the
It's
Swiss
about
Army
a
Man.
man who's on an island. He's on the verge of hanging
It's
himself.
about
but he
a
sees a
man
corpse wash
who's
up
on
on
an
the
island.
beach.
He's on the verge of hanging himself.
He tries to
sees a
resuscitate it, but the
wash up on
corpse
the beach.
begins to fart.
He tries to resuscitate it.
As the tide begins to wash the corpse away, Hank watches as it
As the tide begins
farts
to wash the
propel
corpse away,
around the surface
Hank
of the water.
watches as it.
Hank
farts
immediately
propel
mounts the
around
corpse
surface
and
of the
rides it
water.
across the ocean like a jet
Hank
ski,
immediately mounts
landing on the mainland
rides it
shore,
across
but
the
far
ocean
from
like a jet ski.
civilization. So
Landing
that's
on
the
mainland
premise of Swiss
shore,
Army
but
Man.
far
I
from
also have
civilization.
another recommendation.
So that's
Okay.
the premise
It's
of
called
Swiss
The
Army Man.
Voices.
Oh, with Ryan
With
Reynolds.
Ryan, yeah.
Okay.
That's a good one. That's a
We
good
Oh,
watched
with
it
Ryan
his
Reynolds.
cat and his dog.
That's a good
Oh,
one.
yes. Oh, that was so good. It was
Yeah.
so good.
Because the front of it, it's got like a pink poster. Or is he wearing
He's
pink?
wearing a pink.
Because
So,
the
like a
front of it,
jumpsuit.
it's got like a pink poster. Is he wearing pink? Okay,
Yes.
like a jumpsuit.
That was such a good movie. I forgot about it.
Yes.
Didn't
Yes.
he voice
That was
all
such
of
a
them?
good
All the animals.
Yes.
Yeah. Is it just animals or is it
All
dogs
the
as well? I can't
It's a
remember.
dog and a
Yeah.
cat.
Okay.
Mr.
Is it
Whiskers
just
and
animals or is it
Rusty.
dogs as well? I can't remember.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Okay. Okay.
Voices. That's what not. Well,
Yeah,
I
that's
guess
a
it's
good
made
one.
its rounds now, but when it first came out, not many people heard
That's
about
what
it.
not.
I
Well,
know, my
I guess it's
stepmom
made
loved
its
it
rounds
too.
now, but when it first came out, not many people
Yeah,
heard
and
about
she
it.
showed me back in like 2018.
I didn't hear about it till you showed me.
I ended
Wow.
up on a Ryan Reynolds kick, I think, one day and was just like watching some movies.
I ended
Wow.
up on a Ryan
that,
Reynolds
was
kick
on
one
Netflix
day
or
and
something.
was just like watching.
What was the first Ryan Reynolds movie
like he had on Netflix or
that you all saw?
Van
What was the first
Me
Ryan
too.
Reynolds movie
Me too.
that you all saw?
But I honestly, like some
Me too.
people are on this way. Like I can see them in a movie and I'm like,
But I
they're gonna
honestly,
be
like some
around for a
people
while.
are on this
Some
way.
you can
Like I
see
can
and
see
think,
them in a
well,
movie and I'm like,
but I honestly,
they're
this
gonna be
I
around
thought
for a while.
Oh,
And
yeah.
some you can
Ryan
see
Reynolds
and think,
started
well,
off with Van
But I
Wilder,
honestly,
but
I
it took
thought-
him. He was also on a show
Ryan
called
Reynolds started off with Van Wilder.
Two Guys and a
but
Girl in a
it took
Pizza
him-
Place,
He was also on
I
a
think,
show
as
called
well.
I seen
Two
him
Guys and a
next
Girl in a
Waiting.
Pizza Place. I think
Yes,
as
I
well.
couldn't watch that one.
I seen
I was. I don't know if I'd ever be able to eat
Yes,
out
I
again.
couldn't watch that one.
Well,
I was
Because
I
like
don't
one
know if I'd
scene,
ever be
he
able to
spits
eat
in
out
food,
again.
doesn't he? Is it, I don't know if it's him.
Because like one scene, he spits in food, doesn't he? Is it, I don't know if it's
They're
him.
like at a diner or something, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of like
So they're like at a diner or something,
Okay.
aren't they?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, kind of
We're not at Shoney's, but
Okay.
Reno.
Okay.
Okay.
We're not at Shoney's, but
I guess you could say.
Okay.
No, it's one of the characters in that movie.
but no,
Waiting
it's
is actually
one
in
of the
movie
characters
Rats that I
in that
recommended to you.
movie
Okay.
Waiting is actually in that movie
Okay.
Rats that I recommended to you.
The
Okay.
chick that's got the black curly hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll have to do that one. The one those
The
that you
chick
suggest
that's
as
got the
well.
black
We'll do one.
So he's in
We'll have
that?
to do that one.
No,
The one
no,
those that you
the girl-
suggest as
the
well.
girl
We'll do
Waiting.
one of
So
those
he's in.
Oh, is in.
No,
Okay.
no, the,
she's,
the girl-
one of
the girl
main
from Waiting.
characters in Rats.
Oh,
Okay.
he's in. Okay.
she's-
Let's
she's,
see. We
one
got
of the main characters in
Van
Rats.
Wilder.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got
Blade Trinity. Did you watch
Van
that one?
Wilder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's in
We
that one.
got,
A lot of
Blade
people
Trinity.
hate Blade
Did you watch that
Trinity.
one?
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
See,
He's
why?
in
Like, I don't think
It's
it's-
not
A lot
the
of people
best
hate
movie.
Blade Trinity.
Yeah, it's not as good as the.
Like, I
You
don't
think they'll make
it's
a new
the
Blade
best
since Blade was in this
Yeah, it's not as good as
Deadpool
the,
movie?
I think they
You
will.
think they'll make a
I
new
think
Blade
they're gonna
since
get
Blade
Neo
was in
Electra
this
and
Deadpool movie?
Yeah,
I believe they
think-
will.
And I
They
think they're
were
gonna get
setting
Neo
it up.
Electra.
Oh,
and
yeah, with-
Oh, that
yeah.
would be
Well, I
sick.
think we are about to get
Yeah.
that.
Well, I had seen that Jennifer Gardner was starting to train train again.
Yeah.
And what
I had
did she
seen
have?
Jennifer
Size? Is that
Gardner
what her
was
weapon?
starting to
Yeah.
train
I'd
again.
seen a video where she
What
was
did-
training with those
did
because
she
she
have
really did
size?
train
Is that
and
what
could
her
do that
weapon-
stuff.
Wow.
I'd seen a video where she was training with those because she really did
Ryan
train
Reynolds
and
was
could do
in
that
the
stuff.
Amityville Horror. Have you ever watched that?
Yes.
Ryan Reynolds was in the Amityville Horror. Have you ever watched that?
Yes.
That's
going crazy.
Sleeping in the basement.
Where they moved to that
Oh,
house.
yeah.
It's a good movie. Like it's,
Yeah.
I think it's,
Sleeping in the basement.
I think it's a good movie.
That's a good movie. Like it's
And that's like his first, like
It's a good movie.
scary kind of series.
That's
Yeah.
like his first.
Waiting,
like,
just because after that he did
scary
Waiting,
kind of
Just
movie.
Friends,
Yeah.
Smoking Aces.
Waiting, just because after that he did Waiting, Just Friends, Smoking
Yep.
Aces.
He was in X-Men Origins as Wade Wilson, but he has his mouth.
He was in X-Men Origins
closed,
as
doesn't he?
Wade Wilson, but he has his
It
mouth.
shows him in the beginning. and
well,
like, you know,
closed,
like-
doesn't he?
like a red
Later,
letter
it,
judges sort of
it
like-
shows him in
like
the beginning, and
Yeah.
like, you know, like.
Oh yeah, that's right. It is sleeveless, isn't it?
Like,
Yeah.
like sleeveless.
Yeah.
And he's actually got.
Oh yeah, that's right. It is sleeveless,
Okay.
isn't it?
Yeah.
We can't forget that he was in Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can't forget that
let's
he
see.
was in Green
Change
Lantern.
Up. I thought that was a pretty funny movie. Did you ever watch that?
Let's
It was
see.
pretty funny.
The Change Up. I thought
He's
that
in
was
an
a pretty
action.
funny movie. Did you
He's a
watch
movie
that?
with Denzel
Yeah,
Washington
that was
called
pretty
Safe
funny.
House. I'm not
He's
watching
in
it,
an
but I've heard of it.
he's a movie with
There's
Denzel
another
Washington
one,
called Safe
just
House.
recently
I've
where
not
he's
watched
like
it,
a
but I've heard of it.
bodyguard.
There's another one.
Let's see there.
Just a bodyguard.
If that one?
Let's
Or no,
see
that was
there,
one where he's like a.
If that one? Or no, that was one where he's
he
like
might just
a.
be- no, I think he has like an animated imaginary friend. That's what
might
if
just
stands
be-
for.
No, I think he
Yeah.
has like.
I
an
think he's in
animated-
a Deadpool,
imaginary friend.
Wolverine.
That's what if
But no,
stands for.
there's
Shotgun Wedding.
I think he's
Spirited.
in a Deadpool, Wolverine.
Bullet Train.
No, there's.
Shotgun
Oh, he's got an
Wedding,
uncredited
Spirited.
cameo. Red Notice.
Bullet Train.
Yes.
Was that
He's
the one
got
with the Rock?
uncredited cameo.
Yeah.
Red Notice.
That's the one like I've seen a
Yes.
scene where he's like
Was that the
in
one with
prison
The Rock?
or something. And like is that
That's the
Red
one like
Notice?
I've seen a
And
scene
the Rock's
where
in there
he's,
with
like,
him,
in prison.
and he's talking to the Rock, and he's like, "I'm not going to tell everybody that you're a secret undercover."
And he's talking
officer
to
or
the Rock, and he's
something.
like, "I'm not going to tell everybody that you're a."
I've not
secret
seen the movie. I've
undercover
only seen.
officer or something.
I feel like there's another one.
I've not seen the movie. I've only seen.
Oh, Hitman's Bodyguard
Yes.
and Hitman's Bodyguard's wife.
Oh, Hitman's Bodyguard.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
there's two of
Hitman's
them.
Bodyguard's wife.
And then there was a movie for Netflix
Yeah,
called
there's two of
Six
them.
Underground,
Yeah,
2019. How was that?
For Netflix
see,
called
that-
Six
It was
Underground.
one of the most expensive
Yes.
movies of
2019. How
Netflix
was
of all
that?
time at that time.
That one
It was one of the most expensive movies of Netflix.
It's a Michael
of all
Bay
time
movie.
at that time.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's a,
that one was very much what you
It's a
expect.
Michael Bay
Okay.
movie.
Okay.
Yeah, it's-
that's what I thought when I saw the preview. I was like, that kind of looks like Michael Bay.
Yeah, really good movie.
that's what I
Really
thought
good
when I saw the
movie.
preview. I was like, that kind of
'Cause
looks like
they're
Michael
all,
Bay.
Yeah, really good movie though,
like,
actually.
So like secret
Because
agents.
they're all.
Don't they like they die? Or no, they don't really die, but they're like
Don't they like
Self
they
dies
die?
and they have to get
No,
a-
They don't really die.
like they're living. They're not living in like
Self dies and they have to get
Well,
a.
they're on the run.
like they're
from
living- they're not living in,
some,
like-
I guess the organization that they were working.
Well,
for,
they're
'cause
on the
like I said,
run
they're
from
like-
some.
they're six-
so the organization's turned on them.
Because
Well,
they're, like I
it's
said, they're
more
like,
of them turning on the
So the organization's
They
turned
just-
on
they
them.
just
Or it's more of them
getting tired of it or
organization
something.
Okay.
because they just
It's just them turning.
getting tired of it or something.
Okay.
Yeah. 600 grand was a really
It's just
good
Okay.
them
I'll
turning.
have to give that one a try.
the organization.
Well, it is once again it's 11:52 on this Friday night.
Well,
Thank you all
it
for
is
tuning in. It's
once
October
again,
11th already.
11:52 on this Friday night.
Oh yeah,
It's October 11th.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh
yeah.
That's right.
Oh yeah, that's right.
See?
I saw that. I saw that. We're gonna go out with
I
a
saw that.
birthday song.
We're gonna go out
For
with
David.
a birthday.
It's
song.
actually the unbirthday song.
It's actually the unbirthday song.
Yeah, we can do that.
Congratulations on
No.
this.
Okay, no.
That might be too much for radio.
Okay.
That was 95.
No.
Okay, no.
That might
You
be
all
too
have a
much
good
for
night.
radio.
Okay.
We'll leave that
Happy
one
birthday, David.
95.9.
Thank you.
You all have a good night. Happy birthday, David.
Thank you.
It's from Alice in Wonderland.
I know.